Amber Heard reacts in court. See the glitch in action. Hello, I'm HG Tudor, teaching you about narcissism, narcissists, and all related matters. Many of you, of course, have been following the trial of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I've already assessed what she is. If you haven't accessed that and you'd like to, I suggest you stop watching now and go and visit my 13-part series to understand more about her. If you already have, then let's continue. This will be a comparatively short video because the footage that is to be analysed is short in nature, but it encapsulates one particular facet of the narcissistic dynamic brilliantly. I regularly use video analyses to enable you to understand real-life examples of the narcissism in action. Here is a short piece of footage. I'm going to play it 3 or so times so that you can watch it. And then I'm going to tell you precisely what's going on. Here comes the footage.
Now you're a lot bigger than Amber, correct? Physically?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Now you're a lot bigger than Amber, correct? Physically?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Now you're a lot bigger than Amber, correct? Physically?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Okay, there's the footage. So what you'll have seen is that Depp is being asked, now you're a lot bigger than Amber, correct, physically. And in the split screen, we can see as she listens. And you'll notice that there's something almost C-3PO-ish about her. The way that she inclines her head and then moves, but with the completely implacable look upon her face, there's nothing going on. And then there's a slight adjustment of the head again, and still she's expressionless. And then the camera moves to it being, or rather the screen moves to it being solely focused on her. At that juncture, you can see, look into those eyes, you can see they're dead, expressionless. Because at that juncture, there is really nothing that's going on other than her narcissism functioning in the background. And because of the type of narcissist that she is, there's a delay, there's a slight lag, if you will, between what's being heard and what she then does. Why? Because she doesn't have an emotional response immediately because it's not natural, it's manufactured. You, listening as a non-narcissist, will find that you will often have an emotional response before you have an intellectual one. So, for instance, you might start to lose your temper before then thinking about it and realizing, actually, I don't need to, so you stop. Your emotions get in there first. For her, her emotions have to be generated by her narcissism as it selects which is the appropriate one to use. If you'd like to understand more about this, then listen to my video, The Imitation Game. It's hugely important. And as we've seen in the footage, all of a sudden, she looks down. And then there is the biting of the lip. And then she looks to the side, glances, and then, yes, I'll put my hand underneath my chin and look thoughtful. So you almost see in that interaction, as she hears Depp's answer about explaining that I wouldn't say that, the narcissism catches up, causes her to look down. Should I burst into tears? Should I look to the side? I'll look to the side. I'm not sure what I should be doing. And that shows the glitch that her narcissism, because of the level at which it's evolved, is struggling to identify what the appropriate response ought to be. Should she be offended by this remark? Should she dole out a pity play? Should she get angry? Should she look quizzical? And you see that there is almost this shifting through different attempts for going from completely looking implacable, the blank canvas that she is, as her narcissism goes through the Rolodex of emotions of almost going to tears, glancing to the side, oh, there are people there, I'll look thoughtful instead. Her narcissism didn't know what to select in terms of the appropriate response to what she was hearing, and you could see the shifting through the various expressions just in those 2 seconds as she moves from one thing to another. And that is such a brilliant example of the way that her narcissism is functioning. First of all, the glitch in effect because of the time delay between what she's hearing and then the appropriate physical and emotional response etched across her face. And then the shifting through as the narcissism goes, shall we do this? Shall we do that? Shall we do this? Well, we'll settle on this. It's a little bit like, if you recall, at a train station, as the destinations would change and they'd all sort of churn through going, and eventually it would settle on the right destination, sometimes perhaps getting it wrong. Here, her narcissism is doing the same. It's going through what's in storage, trying to ascertain what the appropriate response is. And you see it flicker from emotion to emotion to emotion to emotion. Different betrayals that are occurring. Because the narcissism doesn't know, because of the level at which it functions, the correct approach to demonstrate. This is a very neat example of the narcissistic glitch, if you will, the delay and then the shifting through as it tries to find the appropriate response to the situation. And this bit of footage provides you with an excellent example of seeing that. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.